Welcome to Naresh Technologies. I'm Bangar Raju and this is continuation series of our ASP.NET videos. So in our previous video, we're learning about the state management, and in the state management, I explained about hidden fields. So first thing is, what is state management? State management, basically web applications are stateless. Because web applications are stateless, state management is a process of maintaining the state of values between multiple requests of the pages. So means because they are stateless applications, web applications are stateless in the sense once the data is submitted to the server, all the data gets deleted on the server after processing the page. So next time if at all we want to make use of those values, we cannot make use of those values. If you want to make use, we are required to just adopt the process of state management. To maintain the state of values, ASP.NET provides us different options where those values can be maintained either on the client machine or on the server machine. We can maintain the state of the values either on the client machine or either on the server machine. So if at all you just notice it, to maintain values on the client machine, we have a list of options. What are those? Hidden fields, query strings, view state, control state, and cookies. So in the last video, I was just demonstrating about the hidden field. So what is that? So let us have a quick look on the things what we have done. We had a web form with two buttons on it. The first button is to find out the hit count, how many times the page was hit or the page was postbacked. And the second button is open a new page. And here I have a hidden field storing the value. And coming to the code, what is the code? The code is quite simple. So simply you're just going to have hfcount.value, you're picking the value. What is the value of the hfcount? 0. And that value is now taken into the variable called as field and incremented. And finally we are writing it as on the screen and storing back the count value back into the hidden field. Have a look. Click on the hit count. It will display the count value as 1. Just a second. One more time let me run. Go to view source, and in the view source you will be finding up your hidden field. Check the value. The value of the hidden field is 0. You can notice it is 0. Now when I click on the hit count, the hit count value is 1. Again if you go to the view source, it will show you the hit count value, the value is 1 here. And now again click on this 2, 3, 4, 5, and whenever you go and see, that value will be present on your page in the form of a hidden field, not visible to the users. So these hidden field values are not visible to users because they are on the page in the hidden format. So these values are read back by our web form, and after reading it, it is just going to increment. The current value is 5, it will read this value back and increments by 1 and displays 6 for the next time. Can I transport this hidden field value from the current page to next page? Yes. When I click on open new page, the hidden field value came to the new page. So that's a different page. Right now, if you notice, we are on webform2.aspx. But when I click on the open new page, if you see, we are getting to another page called as get hidden field values.aspx, and we are able to access the hidden field value there. How is it possible? Already we just been learnt about a cross page post back in the previous videos. In the cross page or in the next page where you are posting back, you can read the control values of the first page. How to read the control values? If you want to read the control values, the code is quite simple. You can simply say request.form of the field name or our control name. Request.form of control name. What is the control? HF count. And when I say HF count, you will be getting the value. You will be getting the value. All the values will be submitted from one page to another page. And when you call request.form, this is called as a form collection. And this form collection, you can access all the values. Okay. Have a look on this. Go to the ASPX page here. In this, we have an option called as, in the page directive, write this, trace equals to true. What is this trace equals to true? We'll learn about tracing in the later videos, but just I'm adding this particular option, trace is equals to true. Now let us come back to our web form to run it. When I click and increment this up to a particular value. Okay, 5. Click on the open new page. Now it is going to submit to the next page. Which page? Yeah. Here you can see your hit count is 5. And you notice that I just used that the trace equals to true. So what is the trace? Trace in the sense, it will display you the complete execution flow of the application. The complete execution flow of your application, what happened, where it started, everything it is going to show for you in this case. So all the things will be displayed for you here. So here you can just check it out, The hidden field value, what you are transporting should be present on this case now. You can just see that value here. In the form collection, you can see the HF count and the value is going to be 5. In the form collection, you can see the HF count and the value is going to be 5. And actually that particular value, whatever is present for you in the first page is submitted to the second page in the form of a form collection. And these form collection value I am reading. How did I read? Request.form of HF count. When I say HF count, I will get the value of that HF count. What is the value? 5 is the value. So this is how we gathered the appropriate information from one page to another page. Okay, so this is also maintaining the state of values. See, using hidden field, we are not only maintaining the state of values within the same page, we are able to maintain the values to other page also. Means all these values of the current page I am sending to another page. So how did I send? This hidden field is accessible to you directly in the other page. Okay, we can access the value in the other page. Fine, well and good. Now, there is another way how you can transfer the control, how you can transfer the values from one page to another page. There is another way how you can transport the values from one page to another page. What is that? Query strings. What is this query string? Query string is nothing but concatenating those values to the URL of the page you wanted to access. Concatenating those values to the URL of the page you wanted to access. So that is what we call as a query string. So query string is a mechanism for concatenating the values to the URL of the page you want to launch, and that's what we call as a query string basically. Okay, let us see how to use this query strings now. Let me add a new web form, login.aspx, and let's create a login form here. So I'll go to design, we'll insert a table with 3 rows and 2 columns, and username, password, and here I'll take one text box, a button control, and also a button control. So by default, if you run this, you see the table by default width is 100%. Because the table's width is 100%, is occupying the full size of your screen. It occupies the full size of your screen basically. To just check it out, go to source view, and you better add here border equals to 1. And you notice that the table size is going to full size of your screen. No, I don't want it to be like this. And basically, why is it 100% means it writes one styling for this class, and you can see here in the header part you'll find the style auto style width is equals to 100% because of this. So let us remove this. Let us remove that style option. So now our table will not be 100%, and let's do some manual changes for this. I want this button to be on the, I want this particular button should be in the right side, so that these 2 buttons will be side by side. And one more thing, I don't want any border. Let me remove. Just simply I'm writing a caption login form, and come to here this button here, let us say align equals to right, and I want the table to be in the center of my screen. So to do that, align equals to center. Yeah, and let us change it as login and reset. Come below this button, let's make it as login, and this button, let's make it as reset. And we'll write the code for it. On click equals to create new event, and here on click equals to create new event. Let's go to the source view, and first if not is post back text box 1 dot focus, and here I'm writing if text box 1 dot text is equals to some name like admin, and text box 2 dot text is equals to admin, static values. If both these are admin, I want to transfer my control from the current page to the next page. I want to transfer the control to the current page to the next page, and to transfer this we have two options. One is response.redirect and the second one is server.transfer. What is the difference? I already posted a video on differences between response.redirect and server.transfer demonstrating with examples. Please watch the video if you are not aware of these two things. Okay, I can use either server.transfer here or either response.redirect, and I am going to use response.redirect. And the main advantage of response.redirect is you can transfer to the pages of the same site as well as you can transfer to the pages of other sites also. But if at all you go for server.transfer, you can transport only between the pages of the same site on the server. But in response.redirect, it is possible to transfer to other sites also. Okay. So where I want to transfer? I want to transfer to homepage.aspx. This is where I want to transfer. If it is invalid, I want to use a label control here. Okay, just a second. We'll add one more tr, td, and I'm just going to add td, which has to consume two columns. Call span is equals to 2, and here we'll say asp colon label id is equals to lbl status, run it equals to server, color equals to red, and then okay, I'm not giving any text, so just a label. We'll go with a faux color, not a back color, faux color. Now come to code, and in the code I just wanted to simply say lbl status.text equals to invalid user credentials login fail, just a message. But if they are valid, it has to take me to homepage.aspx. So for that, let us add here a new web form, naming it as homepage.aspx. And in this, what to do? We'll just talk on this. Meanwhile, open the login. So whenever I'm just going to enter valid username but invalid password, click on the login. It will display you invalid user credentials login fail. I'm sorry, the password is visible. We have forgotten to do that. How to do that? For password, here we need to write text mode equals to password. Text mode equals to password. And now here I'm just going to write admin, some wrong password, click on this, it will show you. But when I enter a correct password, I'm entering admin, and this login will take us to homepage.aspx. Will take us to homepage.aspx. And now when I'm coming to the homepage.aspx, see, we did not write anything in the homepage.aspx currently. What I wanted to do is, I wanted to display message. What is the message? Welcome, the so and so username, welcome so and so username to the site. Suppose the username is admin. I want to just to display the message, hello admin, welcome to the site. Hello admin, welcome to the site. But today we are taking static value of admin, but tomorrow every time it is not going to be admin. Suppose if I say response.write, actually what is the message I'm expecting? I'm expecting hello admin, comma, welcome to our site. This is what I want to show. But see, today we are using static values like admin and admin because we still did not go through database coding. But once we go through database coding, and this is not going to be admin and admin, a valid username password will come from the database, and that particular values are what we are going to check. And in that scenario, when I come to the home page, what is the username? I don't know. I can't write admin here. I need to get the exact username. So how to get the exact username in this page? Can I read the values? Can I read the control values of login page? Because you're working with the two separate pages, remember here. What are the two separate pages? One is login.aspx, which is going to transfer the control to homepage.aspx. And in login, we have a text box. What is the name? Text box 1. And this text box 1 contains the username. And this text box 1 value, I want to access it on home page. Can I access? I cannot access. Why I cannot access? Because if you just remember about response.redirect, if you remember about response.redirect, in response.redirect, first login.aspx is processed. After processing, the page will send a response to the browser, telling the browser, you need to make a request to homepage.aspx. So there is a round trip from the server, the control came back to the browser. So once the control comes back to the browser, this login.aspx is destroyed on the server. The login.aspx is no more present on the server, it is destroyed. And now a fresh request goes to homepage.aspx. When a fresh request goes to homepage.aspx, remember, homepage.aspx cannot access login.aspx control values because login.aspx is already destroyed on the server. It cannot access the values. So if at all you want to access the values, it is not possible directly because the control is already destroying all the way. The controls are already destroyed on the server. What controls? Login controls, because this page itself is destroyed. Once the page is destroyed, automatically controls also will be destroyed. You cannot access. If you try, you get an error. If you want, you can just get an idea. String name is equals to request dot form of. What is the control name? Text box 1 is the control name. I want to access this. If I can access, then I can replace this admin with the name now. But can we access? Let us have a look. Try login. Meanwhile, go to home page and place a breakpoint here. Admin, correct username password, click login. When you click on the login, the control is jumping to the page. Yeah, you came here. And now if I say F10, and you see now the value is null. Why the value is null? Because it was not able to access that particular value. Text box value did not come here. So how can I check this? You can check this by enabling the tracing, what I showed you already. So let us go to the designer, and in the source view go to the top, and here you add this particular attribute, what? Trace equals to true. And now again run the login. You can verify the form collection. The form collection is not going to bring the text box value at all. Admin, click login, remove this breakpoint, and you can see here the form collection is empty. The form collection is empty now. Why? Because these control values are not transferred. Why? Because the page, which page? Login.aspx has sent the information to the browser to make a fresh request, and it got destroyed. And now you are making a fresh request directly to which page? Home page. But transfer of the control is not happening directly from login to home page. The transfer did not happen directly from here to here. First from login you came to browser, You directly come to browser, and after coming to the browser, from the browser again you went to homepage.aspx. Because of that, you are not able to access the values. Can I do this in server.transfer? Yes, I can. In server.transfer, you can access the login.aspx controls under homepage.aspx with the help of previous page property. You can access all the things. Then why don't we use server.transfer here? Because server.transfer can be used provided I am transferring to the same page, but tomorrow I may require to transfer to another page in another website. In such case, server.transfer will not work. Compulsory what I should use is response.redirect. Now the question arises, how can I transfer the values of this login aspx to homepage.aspx? This is a place where the query strings comes into picture. This is a place where the query strings comes into picture. What you're going to do is, say, you're going to transfer the control to a page. Which page? Homepage.aspx. So whatever values you want to transfer, you can transfer all those values by concatenating them to your URL. How to concatenate? A question mark, and afterwards you can just give a name, means a key and a value. What is it? Key and a value. Suppose the key is name is equals to value. What is the value? The value should be the value of the text box 1. The value should be the value of the text box 1. Okay, value is equals to, just a minute, all this particular thing is a string now. For this concatenate plus text box 1 dot text. Name is equals to the value of the text box 1 dot text. You need to concatenate. Let's try this. Come back. Homepage.aspx question mark name. This is a key. You can give any key what you want. You want to give the key as name. You want to give the key as username. Anything you can give it. Name is equals to plus what you require to do? You require to concatenate the text box value to it. Text box 1 dot text. The value of the text box 1 will be carried to homepage.aspx. It will be carried to homepage.aspx. Run login.aspx again, and you can see the value will be carried to homepage.aspx. Okay. First, let us see the value being carried. How to read that value we'll see. So admin. Click on the login. Your control goes to homepage.aspx, and see that value is concatenated here. But I am not getting, still we did not read that particular value there. Array, this is a static value what we are given, but this value should be exactly read and pointed here. How can I read? How to read is, come below, you will notice one thing now. What is this? Now you can read that value not by using the form collection, but that value will be in the query string collection. Below form collection you can see your query string collection. See there, name, and that is admin. You can read it now. So that value you can read in the code. How to read? Simply what you say is not request.form, request.query string. Request.query string of text box 1. When I say request.query string of text box 1, the thing will come here, and I will remove this, and in the place of it I am just going to write hello plus the name what we have read plus again a comma space welcome to our site. So whatever is the name, that name will be. Today the name is admin only, but remember this one, tomorrow you can read the value from a database and that exact name will come now. Again run login.aspx. And you can see now, I'm sorry, we done a mistake. Request.query string of not text box 1. What is that? Name. That is the mistake. The query string name is name. Okay, name. So we'll give you the name back. Yeah, because that is wrong. Right now when I run that, you noticed it. It did not show the name. Hello, and it left the field empty. That value was left empty. But now you will get it. You can see. And how did I read? Request dot query string of name will give you the value. What is the value? Admin. You will be getting the value right now admin. So this is how you can read the values. So you may have doubt here. Suppose you want to transfer multiple values. You can transfer any number of values. Suppose I want to transfer the password also. I want to transfer the password also. Okay, we'll transfer. How? Again, a concatenation means it should come like this. Watch, text box 1.text. Basically text box 1.text value will come here. Suppose let's substitute the value admin. Again I want to just add another value. Now ampersand. PWD is equals to the actual password, that is admin. This is what I want to do. This is how I want to just get my string. Okay, let's do it. Now again double quote, ampersand. Ampersand is our separator. Password is equals to, password is equals to, close the query string here, plus text box 2 dot text. Text box 2 dot text. You run this now. Not only username, password also will be carry forwarded. So you can transfer any number of values. First you need to use a question mark there to just do the concatenation, and afterwards you can have key value, any number, but each key value should be separated by a ampersand. Admin, login, and you see I did not read that password, but still the password comes here. Password is equals to, you can read the query string collection here, form collection. You can see name and password, admin. Like this you can transfer any number of values in this process. And what is the drawback in this approach? So we have seen, see the advantage is you can transfer to any number of values like this. You can transfer between pages of the same site, as well as you can also transfer between the pages of other sites. From the current site I want to transfer to another site, that is also possible. Right now this homepage.aspx is in the same site here. Tomorrow homepage.aspx may be in another site. You can give the complete URL of the page and you can send the values, and there you can read the values. So that is the advantage. Disadvantage, when you talk about the disadvantage, the first disadvantage is less secure. Why less secure? If you noticed, I shown you all the values in the URL of the browser. In the browser URL, you are able to see the username and password. Okay, display username not a problem, but displaying password is a problem. If you want to overcome this problem, compulsory you need to encrypt this, and the encrypted data should be sent. But we did not do that. We are directly sending off. Because of that password is equals to admin, we are able to see that password here. So it is less secure. And the other drawback what we just have is we have a limitation for query string. Means using query string you cannot transport whatever data you want. You have a limitation for the query string. What is that limitation? Just go and search up size of query string in ASP.NET. Query strings basically have a limitation, means the query string size can be only particular characters. A query string basically can have a maximum length of 2048 characters. The maximum length can be only 2048 characters. It varies basically from site to site also, but it cannot have more than that particular size. The maximum length is restricted for you for the query string. It is going to be 2048 characters, and some browsers support more number of characters also. Some browser supports. It varies from browser to browser, but it is going to be 2048 characters what you can just have for a query string. So more than that we cannot pass. Tomorrow you want to just transport some huge volumes of data from one page to another page. These query strings are not recommended because the number of characters is restricted. So this is the second drawback what we have with the query string. Otherwise you can either transport these values by using the query strings also. So in the previous video we understood about hidden fields, and the current video we have been talking about the query strings. So this is how exactly we can maintain the state of the values between the pages. Still we have view state, control state, cookies, sessions and applications, what we will be covering in our later videos. Thank you for watching the video. For more videos please subscribe to our YouTube channel Naresh IT.